Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to talk about one of the most important lessons that I learned when I was in college, and it really had a big impact on me and my relationship to mental health and to wellness, to my own sense of happiness in life. And this was a lesson mostly around striving and perfectionism and my constant push to be better and to achieve more. So if you knew me back in college, you probably, remember that I was very much focused on academic achievement, sports achievement. I was a personal trainer. I was captain of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu sports team. I was really crushing it in school, getting all A's in all my classes. And I had a vibrant social life as well. I had a lot of friends, I had a lot of girlfriends, all these different things. And I kept thinking that there was just something else that I needed to get in order to be happy. No matter what I had, it never felt like it was enough. I always wanted that next step higher, that, whenever I got a good grade, I always wanted a slightly better grade. Whenever I got a girlfriend, I always wanted a slightly better girlfriend, a more attractive girlfriend. I always wanted just a little bit more. And it was this nagging feeling in my mind that if I just had X or if I just had Y, then I could be happy. And what this did, it definitely, helped me out in some ways. It helped me be a very successful student. I was very driven and focused on my studies, very good at having this kind of academic success that allowed me to then go to graduate school at Duke and become a PhD student. And it also helped me excel in other areas, in sports and in my physical health, and also in dating. I learned how to talk to women because I was so driven, because I really wanted, to have a girlfriend. And so it definitely, this drive to be better, this drive to get just a little bit more helped me in a lot of ways. But it also caused a lot of suffering in my life. And I didn't realize this. I didn't actually make this connection until I was in my early 20s. But what was going on is that even though I was achieving all these amazing things, I didn't have the skill of appreciation. I didn't know how to actually appreciate what I was getting. So I was driven to succeed, and I would succeed, but I didn't know how to appreciate it. And what this meant is that I was never actually happy. Because even though I was getting what I wanted, I was never grateful for it. Could never actually just be content and happy in the present moment. Because as soon as I got something, as soon as I, aced the test or got the girl or, got a six-pack or whatever it was, I would always think, what's next? This isn't good enough. I want something more. I would always look to somebody who had something better and say, okay, I have this and that's kind of okay, but I want what they have. And what was going on is I was just suffering. I was living in a state of lack, a state of feeling like I'm not good enough. And that's what a lot of my life was like. Even though from the outside my life seemed great, people would look at my life and it would look wonderful. I would always be smiling in the photos. I had a lot of friends, a lot of academic success, all the stuff I talked about. But internally, I was suffering. I was really struggling in life because I was never content, never happy, I wouldn't say I was never joyful. There were times where I was joyful. I'd go out with friends and things like that. But it was a deep sense of insecurity, of lack, of unworthiness. Like, I'm not good enough. I need to be better. Like, nobody's going to like me unless I can do this and this and this. Or I can't be happy unless I have this and this and this. And so I was living in this state, my mind was almost all the time in this state of, this isn't enough, you're not good enough. And eventually it all came to this breaking point. I remember walking down the street one day in Davis, California, and I think I had just finished undergrad. And I remember having this thought, how is it that I have everything that I've wanted? Everything I set out to achieve, I can achieve. Everything I've set out to acquire, I can acquire it within reason. How is it that I have all this and I'm still miserable. I'm still not happy. And that moment, something clicked for me. I realized there's got to be something I'm missing. There's got to be something else going on, something else that actually provides that sense of genuine satisfaction, genuine fulfillment. And so that, I kind of brushed over that quite quickly. That was a pretty tough moment for me. That day when I had this realization, it was kind of an existential crisis where I just realized I've got to be doing something wrong because I'm miserable. I'm anxious, I'm insecure, I'm freaking out all the time, and I have to hide it. I'm full of shame. We haven't even talked about all the other things, all the alcohol that I was taking, all the porn I was watching, all of the addictions that I had. And so I realized there's got to be something else. And that's when I started looking into things like positive psychology. And I remember reading some books. I went to Borders Books Cafe, and I started looking in the self-help personal development section and found a book on happiness, and eventually, through a few different books, found a book on Buddhist meditation. And it was that book that really opened up my eyes, and it helped me realize, like, the inner world, your mindset, what you're doing with your mind is so important. I used to think it was all about external stuff, like get this job, get this, achievement, get this girl, have this pleasure, have this food. I didn't realize that how you're relating to things in your mind is the most important factor. And we know this is true. I mean, you can go to the richest parts of the world. You can go down to Los Angeles and New York and San Francisco and see people who have everything materially. They have all the money in the world, and they're miserable. And at the same time, you can go to the slums of India and find people who, despite having nothing, have a genuine sense of warmth and inner fulfillment and connection. And so how is this? The truth is that material comforts, yes, they're nice. I love material comforts. I don't need to explain that to you guys. I mean, I post about the cookies that I eat all the time. But the truth is that material comforts only go so far in terms of giving us genuine well-being and happiness. And that it's much more important to focus on the inner game, like the meaning that we give to our life. How are we serving the world? What are we connecting with? Who is our community? There's so many other things that actually contribute to a good life. And we're missing most of it. And so that book opened my eyes and started me questioning my life. It started me looking at my life and saying, how am I living? Am I just pursuing sex all the time? Am I just pursuing sense pleasures, good food, and wanting people to like me? A lot of my academic success was just thinking I want people to think I'm a smart person. And it wasn't making me happy. I was pleasing other people. And there's a certain sense of pleasure and joy you can get out of achievement, of putting in hard work and achieving something. But that by itself doesn't get you very far, and you can get addicted to it, to the sense where you need someone else's approval in order to feel good about yourself. And that's where I was stuck. I constantly needed someone else to be approving of me in order for me to feel good about myself. And that's not a fun place to live. And so where I'm living now, and what I love helping people with, what I help my clients with, and people in the meditation retreats that I offer, is how to cultivate that sense of authentic self-confidence, of authentic self-love from within. Not because you're a good student, not because you have a lot of money, not because of whatever. It's an inner sense of cultivating trust in yourself and love for yourself. And I can honestly say that through the meditation work that I've done, this is how I actually feel now. There are still moments of self-doubt, moments of self-criticism or insecurity. But for the most part, my life has shifted over to a place where now I can feel that love for myself, even if nobody else in the world loves me. And there are times when I kind of hit rock bottom and it feels like I'm all alone. And in those moments, I still know, wow, okay, I have myself. And this is what meditation is really about. It's about learning how to turn your mind into your own best friend. Because right now, your mind is kind of a dick, a dick to you. He's a dick to, he or she, whoever's watching this, is a dick to a lot of people, but especially to yourself. We are our own worst critics. And so with meditation, what you can do, if you do it correctly, is you can start to change the voice in your head to be one that's more loving, more compassionate, more gentle, more patient, all these wonderful things. So that's a little bit about my story with everything. I mean, with craving and perfectionism and desire. And I mean, it just kind of scratches the surface of a lot of it. But I wanted to offer that to you guys today and just let you all know that there's hope. If you're hating yourself, if you feel like you're not good enough, you don't have to live that way. You can actually change. And so if you're interested, this is what I do for a living. It's how I coach people, helping them cultivate that sense of self-love, self-worth, self-confidence. So if you're interested, you can get in touch with me for my coaching packages, or just go read some books on this subject. That was huge for me. It's starting to change the focus of what I was learning about. Instead of learning how to be a good scientist or how to be a good work out well, it was like, how can I understand my mind? And this is the world of meditation and mindfulness and spirituality, good spirituality. There's a lot of kind of bogus spirituality out there. That's just a lot of kind of smoke and mirrors and crystals. If you like crystals, no offense, do your thing. But if you're not into crystals, then yeah, I understand. So that's all I wanted to say today. I just wanted to give you guys that offering about my own history and what really changed for me. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I'm new at this YouTube thing, and I would really appreciate all the support I can get. If you like this video, let me know also. Let me know what you want to hear about. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Share it with your friends. Subscribe over there, or maybe over there. I'm not sure. One of these places. And that's it. Signing off from Manila in the Philippines. See you later.